Hello everybody from Inverness Station, where I'm about to take the Aberdeen train as far as Inverurie to explore a few things there. Join me on this trip to Inverurie. Platform 7 at Inverness, which always strikes me as being a bit of an oddity, stuck out here almost in the middle of nowhere. And there's a class 158 which is being stapled there. I'm not sure if it goes anywhere today from platform 7. There's the Caledonian sleeper. Very noisy. Inverness Airport Station. ScotRail's newest station. Ticket machine. Departure screen. The Aberdeen train is shortly to leave Inverurie. Inverurie Coco Works, not to be confused with Inverurie Loco Works, more about that later. And there's a very small canopy providing some shelter, under which is the entrance to the ticket office, and a beautiful footbridge which hasn't yet been replaced by an accessibility £3 million bridge with lifts. Although the line was built in 1854, this wasn't the original station. The original station was about 800 metres to the south of here. It was relocated to this site in 1902 to be closer to the locomotive works of the Great North of Scotland Railway. And I've just noticed the snowboards on the roof to protect the station canopy. And the station originally had 3 platforms, there being another one the other side of the waiting shelter there. Inverurie station is well known for its cupola, complete with a weather vane. So we'll have a look at that. And then we'll have a look at the Montrose train arriving. ScotRail now run a shuttle from Inverurie through Aberdeen to Montrose, calling at all stations. So that one will be stopping at Lawrencekirk, amongst other places. Inverurie was the junction for the branch to Old Meldrum, which opened in 1856, but it never made any money and closed to passengers in 1931 and freight in 1966. And the waiting room on the down platform has a framed coat of arms of the Great North of Scotland Railway Company and a number of photos of locomotives. And there's a picture of Udney Station, which is on the line from Dice to Peterhead and Fraserburgh, which I have done a video about. And there's a steam train. And there's the station in its heyday. And that's looking the other way towards the ticket office and some passengers there having bought their tickets. So through the window you can see the train to Montrose. And there's the plaque confirming the date of construction of 1902, refurbished in 1991. And I've just looked under that cabinet, and it contains a very old weighing machine wrapped in that cabinet to protect it for some reason. And behind it you can see the double doors of the parcels office, and on the ground there you can see the platform where merchandise was weighed before being consigned by rail. And that's the front of the station, showing the cupola and the entrance and the Coco Works, not the Loco Works, the Coco Works. And now it's time for a coffee, so let's take a look inside the Coco Works cafe, which does an excellent range of home baking. And the name, by the way, Coco Works, was a flash of inspiration one day from the owner's daughter. Well done. Lord Kintour's waiting room, apparently. The Inverurie Loco Works finally closed in 1969, and that building there, the Garriach Heritage Centre, is now in what was part of the works. The Garriach Centre is easy to find, just ask anybody where Aldi is, and there it is down there on the right. Or you could ask a taxi driver to take you to Loco Works Road. Yeah. And there's a small business on the site called The Sidings, a nice touch, which is more or less opposite the Garriach Heritage Centre. And you can see the big doors where the locomotives used to go in and out, and carriages and wagons, because only about 10 or a dozen locomotives were ever built here by the Great North of Scotland Railway, but in latter years it was used for maintenance, and towards the end of its life carriages and wagons were sent here for scrapping, and some of the wagons were removed from the underframes and sold to local farmers for inside the Garriach Centre, which is not dedicated to railways, but of course they do recognise their connection with the past. And I'm told there's a model of the Loco Works at the end of the room there, which I'm just going down to have a look at. And that's where we are, the British Railways Workshops in Inverurie. And there's a model of the site which was built by a local enthusiast, and apparently it took him 10 years to do. I'm not going to read out all the information because it would take too long. But you can see it covered quite a big area. A huge area. And I believe the football ground is now situated on part of the land. There's some model locomotives in the showcase. Some of the images were donated by the Great North of Scotland Railway Association, for which I give thanks. Older viewers may remember clocking on and clocking off when going to work. You can come here and do that now without the pressure and the stress. I'm going to show you what's the other side of this wall in a minute, because there's more to things than meet the eye sometimes. Loco Works building, the opposite end from the Garriach Heritage Centre, and these appear to be the front doors of flats. And then if I look here, there's an archway, so let's see what's through the archway. I don't think it's going to be an old locomotive workshop full of cobwebs and dust and bits of old locomotives. You never know. Now it still retains the shape, but some rather plush flats. So if you fancy a nice flat, commuting distance from Aberdeen and Inverness Airport, if you want to take the train, which takes about 2 hours, buy one of these wee flats. And this is the other side, which looks very railway architecture. And just scanning round again, the archway that I came through earlier. So it's really just a facade, not strictly speaking a preserved building, nonetheless very attractive. And here we are outside Inverurie Loco Works Football Club, who are in the Highland League, which is tier 5 of Scottish football, alongside the Lowland League of course, qualify for promotion to Scottish Football League Division 2 if they're successful. The team play in black and red, and there is significance in that. The black refers to the coal used by steam locomotives, and the red refers to the fire that the coal produced in order to power the steam locomotives. And there in the old dugout, I think it is, you will see a picture of a steam locomotive. Established in 1903, which was shortly after the locomotive works were built. If you were a train spotter, how could you not support a team with a name like that? And now back to the railway station. I wonder where it is. Great coffee, a great station, a great train service, a great heritage centre, and a great football team. What more could you want? Come to Inverurie. Open the door then, please. And here comes the 1405 to Inverness, which is, as per schedule, an HST. Just what I wanted to see. Looks quite busy. Should have bought a first class ticket.